Hey folks, Matt from artoftheimage.com. Got a question in here from Zachary. This is an email that came in. He says, "Hi, I saw some of your videos on YouTube and I was wondering if you could help with a camera decision. I own a Nikon D3100 and I was hoping to upgrade to a full frame camera for wildlife photography. Someone suggested I should get a D3S, so that's the Nikon D3S, the older D3S, but I know they are getting pretty old and the D610 seems almost as good with better megapixels. So I was hoping you had some input with those two, or maybe you think a different camera would be better. And my price range is around $1,500 max. Thanks for the help." Well, thanks for your question, Zachary. The fact that you're looking at a full-frame camera for wildlife photography introduces some variables that might not have been in play if you were doing events like weddings or portraits or street photography, for instance. Namely, because wildlife photography, you might be in need of a better autofocus system than would be required for some of those other things we were shooting. So definitely either of those cameras, the D3S or the 610, is a big upgrade from the 3100 as far as what you want to do. The D3S is going to be more capable for wildlife photography in the sense of its autofocus system. It has a higher end autofocus system. Its ability to track and to lock on quickly and to stay with a subject is going to be superior to the 610. No doubt about it. It's the D3S was the flagship at the time. It's a very good camera. It's designed for that type of thing, for tracking fast moving subjects, whether it's sports or wildlife, and would be very good. Now, you make a good point though. The D3S is a 12 megapixel camera. The 610 is 24 megapixels and a very, very nice 24 megapixels is that. At that, it still ranks as one of the best performing 24 megapixel full frame sensors out there. It's a very highly rated camera. It's very, very good. Its autofocus system is decent, but it's not a flagship autofocus system. What you might want to look at instead of either of these two is perhaps the D750. You get all the goodness of the 610's sensor, essentially the same sensor, but you get a better autofocus system, an autofocus system that would be better able to track. I think it may even be the same autofocus system that was in the D3S if memory serves. If not, it'd be very close, maybe even better at this point because it's newer. However, it's going to track and lock on to moving subjects such as you might need in wildlife photography better than the 610. So could you do it with the 610? Yes, you can. You may start feeling its limitations, though, if you're getting into shooting with wildlife stuff that you want to track moving animals, birds, running wildlife, things like that, where you want to track the subject, have it lock on, stay with it, and keep getting in-focus shots. The 610 might start to feel like it can't do that, whereas the 3S would be able to do that, but you've got the limitations of the older sensor. Still a very good sensor, just mostly resolution we're talking about. But the 750 would probably give you the best of both worlds. I think you could get it for that price. I think it's got the autofocus system that wouldn't let you down, and you got a sensor that's pretty impressive. What do you guys think, though? Do you agree with me? Would you look more towards the 750? Do you think a D3S is still okay? Or do you think the 610's okay? Do you shoot the 610 yourself for wildlife photography and it hasn't been a problem? Let us know in the comments below. Which way would you go and why? Let's help out Zachary. Let's flesh out your reasoning a bit on this so that he can think it through and figure out what he needs to do. Thanks again for your question, Zachary. Good question. Stay tuned. We'll be back soon here at artoftheimage.com.